Here we are at Kesuma Gems. My name is KARIN and I'm a breeder, I'm a dog lover, and I'm a member of the East Africa Kennel Club. I'm a member of the German Shepherd Club, and I'm also very happy to welcome my friends from Dog TV. The Dog TV is the best documentary channel for all dog lovers. These guys have been here. It was during Corona time when we were wearing the masks. So it was about two and a half years ago. So they have come again to come and say hello and look at my kennel again and feature me again. So I said, oh yeah, sure, just come. It's nice. You come. So karibuni sana Dog TV. These are my kennels. You know, we started very simple. We had chickens before. So we transformed the chicken house into a kennel. So everything was wood. But then we upgraded and upgraded. So these are some kennels we have made. They're quite good in size. They have a running space, which is several feet long. And then behind is an enclosed kennel. It's a kennel that you can close up. I like it that way because if you put 2 adult dogs in this kennel, because it's big enough, when it comes to meal times, often 2 adult dogs, they don't like eating together. So I can lock up one in the closed kennel and he or she will eat there while the other one will eat there. Once they're done, they're together again. So I like spacious kennels. I have to be honest, I have about 20 dogs. Honestly, I don't have the time to walk all my dogs. I would lie if I say, oh, I walk my dogs every day. I do not walk 20 dogs every day, but there are some dogs that are walked every day. There are some puppies that we walk almost every day, okay? But otherwise, the adult dogs, they're locked and then they're let out. So we have a routine that every half hour, we're exchanging them. So there are usually 2 or 3 dogs running out together, then they're put back again, then they're being let out again, then be put back in. So that is why the kennels are also big, especially these kennels on this side, they're very big. And there are only 2 dogs here. So they have a lot of space to move around. So, which is important for a German Shepherd. So these guys here, they're really not walked. Once in a while, we take them to the other side. Once in a while, we go for a walk with them, but not regular walks. There are a few dogs we do that. The Purple also, she goes about 2 or 3 times a week. We take her for a walk, and some puppies go every day. Kennels are cleaned once a day, every day. I have a worker for that. He's helping me with that. So basically what we use, okay, you can see we have sawdust, not to keep the dogs warm. People always says, do you have sawdust that's to keep the dogs warm? I say, no. I don't have running water here. It's rainwater or water we buy. We don't have tapped water here. So we put sawdust because it absorbs the wee-wee. And when there is poo-poo inside the kennel, it's easier removed. And then, so my worker, he removes everything. When the sawdust is out, he now takes water mixed with jik. Quite a good concoction of jik. So every day, every morning, this is done. He usually finishes at lunch, at 1, sometimes maybe when he comes back, he still has to clean a few kennel because it's quite a lot of work. So every kennel is cleaned. So while the kennels are cleaned, the dogs are let out, the kennel is cleaned, dried, and the sawdust is put back. So I think that's kind of the routine. Another routine, because these dogs are in the kennel, they sometimes make poo-poo. Puppies cannot keep the poo-poo for the whole day. Adult dogs, they're more disciplined. So I have trained my worker and myself, when I come here, and if I see a poo-poo anywhere, I have shovels anywhere. I have a pair of shovels here. I have a pair of shovels there. I have shovels everywhere. So I can collect the dog poo. Okay, grooming is quite important for the long coats, huh? Actually, when you groom, you might find a tick as well. As much as I use tick control, grooming also helps me to maybe see a tick or 2 in case it's there. Then I know, it's time maybe to reuse the spot on or whatever, yeah? So, but with the long coats, to be honest, ideally, they should be groomed every day. Ideally. I have done that to start with. I've groomed them every day. But the more dogs you get, the lesser the time becomes that you can spend on every dog. So actually, my worker helps me grooming dogs every Tuesday and every Thursday. He grooms about 3 or 4 dogs. Me, I do also grooming. So every long coat has to be groomed once a week minimum. More would be better. But every long coat dog here is at least groomed once a week. Is a must. If you don't, you have ugly looking long coats. Of course, some dogs I breed myself, and then I keep them for future breeding. But I buy my dogs from other breeders that have registered dogs. So I source them that way. I'm in a WhatsApp group that is for breeders that have registered dogs. They feature their dogs. So I know quite a lot of breeders. So when they have puppies, I go and see them. As a matter of fact, I'm even in communication with somebody, but the person is really far away, and they want to sell a male puppy. But I cannot go to his kennel. It's really on the other side of Kenya. So I'm asking for good photos and videos, which I'm not getting. So I said I cannot buy the dog. Just because I have seen the head and the chest and the front, I don't know what the rest of the dog looks like. I have not seen a video, so let's forget about it, unless you show A, B, C, D. So I source dogs, and I like going there to see the dogs, the puppies for myself. I have bought 2 adult dogs. One because it was a good deal, and the other one I just felt I needed another female, for breeding. Because if you don't have females, your kennel is not quite running. You really need females, and I have a lot of males here as well. So I source my dogs basically from other breeders that are registered with the East Africa Kennel Club. That's where I get my dogs from. I've not gotten a dog. Okay, I got an import. I have an import here actually. She was imported as a puppy, and she has come from a gentleman that has imported the mother with 5 puppies, with her 5 puppies that were 3 months old. So they came into Kenya when they were 3 months, and I think at 4 months I had her in my kennel. So she's actually my black. I have always dreamt of a very nice showline solid black. And I've taken her twice to the show, and each time she got position 2. Meaning for a black dog, that's quite something. Often the black dogs are what we call the working lines, but she's from a shoreline, but she behaves like a working line dog. Yes, so she's my only import. I have no intention to import my own dog. I am afraid to do that, not so much the money, but I'm afraid that I might be shortchanged by the breeder in that other country, because it has happened before, and I'm afraid of that, because you pay for the full amount of your dog, just as if it is a car that you're importing. You have to pay everything, and then are you sure you're getting what you have chosen? So I'm afraid actually to import, thinking that I will be shortchanged and I will have the wrong dog here. Okay, let me also be honest again. I used to be much more involved in training, but I have taken it slower. All right. Actually, I think it happened. I had a dog here by the name Mocha. Many people, I think, know that dog. That dog was a highly obedient, trained dog. I think I taught him about 10 or 11 tricks, and then another breeder added up. So I think he knew about 15 tricks. A highly intelligent dog. He was so quick to learn, no wasting of time, very fast. So then he died at 4 years. So it was such a setback. So I think that took the joy of breeding, because I kept doing continuous breeding with him, wanting to get him up to a very high level. And then he dies on me. Actually, not on me, he died somewhere else, but that's a different story. So he died, and my best show dog I remember when Dog TV came, I was demonstrating what this dog could do. Now I have no demo dog here. You come, I have no demo dog. Yes, I have Azuri, she knows roll over, she knows sit, she knows down, she knows stay. They featured her last time, she still knows the same, she knows nothing more. But with this black one, I have started obedience training with her because I think she has what it takes. So we are on the sit, we are on the down, and I'm introducing stay. So I know all the basics because I have attended all these trainings that are offered from the German Shepherd Club. Actually, they offer trainings about 3 times a year. They're offering 10 weeks. Even right now they have advertised again. They're starting in January. And they do training. So I've attended their training many times because they train you as a dog owner how to train the dog. So I've attended those sessions many, many times. So I really know all the basics. I know how to teach a dog sit, down, stay, forward, roll over. I know how to do it. But it takes a lot of time. I trained my Burbles, the male Burbles. They knew the sit, they knew the down, and they knew how to shake hands. You say hi, then they would lift their big paws. So those things I have done. But honestly, I don't have a regular training program anymore. But if I see a dog that I get, and if I see, this one I think, so right now I'm concentrating on the black one, but also the one that knows how to walk heel already, off leash, but I think she has forgotten a bit. I will continue with her as well. And then I can maybe do the obedience tests. There are different obedience tests, the pre-beginner, and after the pre-beginner comes the novice. So if you get the dog to that level, novice, they're quite good dogs. There are some other breeders that have highly trained dogs. I'm not one of them, but I love training. It also keeps me busy and it also gives me a purpose because you interact a lot with the dog. Socialization, honestly, I think, I'm not a failure, okay, but I'm not as good as I should, all right? When this black dog came here, she's female, I just introduced her to my males. That usually is not an issue, so that's all well. Now, she is just back there with other dogs that are younger than her or 2 males that are older than her, and all is well, okay? They're easily together. I have not introduced her to an adult female, though we have gone for walks. Though I have even taken an adult female with her to the show, and they were okay. But if I would be very good, I should now bring my adult females regularly to her to interact with her. But you know, when you have so many kennels, and each dog almost has his own kennel, you're going, why doing all this socialization? But I admire, there are some breeders, they can let 20 or 25 dogs out, and they don't fight. And I watch them and I'm going, wow, I wished I could. But I think I have missed it. So I'm not so good at socializing, but I try with the dog. These ones are okay. My husband helps me a bit. These 2 little puppies down there, they've been let out with 2 adult dogs, they're fine. But I'm not too good at it. I can only breed each female once a year. That's the rule. You breed them once a year. Though they get into heat about every 4 or 5 months. So you could do definitely 2 breedings, but by the regulations of the East Africa Kennel Club, we are just allowed to breed them once a year only. That's why I have quite a few females here, because it brings some income, you know, but I spend a lot of money, you know, on feeding 20 dogs. And then the only income you have is when you sell puppies. I don't take my dogs out to security companies. Actually, I will never do that. I don't want it. So my only income I have is from selling my puppies or selling adult dogs. I think that's my only income I have. Of course, the vet comes during the vaccination, yeah, that is a must. The vet comes, I start at 6 weeks with the pavo. I repeat at 8 weeks, another pavo. Then I repeat at 11 or 12 weeks with the DHLP. The rabies, if the dog travels across the border, I will also make sure they have the rabies. But if the dog is just gonna go, because rabies is okay, you can give it also at 3 months. So often I do the rabies at 3 months together with the last DHLP. Sometimes I leave the rabies for the new owners because you can do it, because it's good to give another DHLP booster at 5 or 6 months. So let me repeat that clearly. Yeah? Vaccinations, the vet comes 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 11 or 12 weeks. If the puppy crosses the border, it gets the rabies at 12 weeks as well. And then if I have a puppy longer, or when the puppy goes, there should be another DHLP booster at 5 or 6 months. And thereafter, you now do it yearly, the DHLP, and the rabies are repeated every year. And at that time the vet comes. When does the vet come? When there is something wrong, but usually I take the dog to the vet. Rather, because the vets around here, they're more familiar with cows and cattle. So if my dog is having chronic diarrhea, the vets around here will not know what to do. So I usually go to Kabete for testing and things like that, and diagnosis, and then they tell me what to do, and then I take the dog home. I do have one vet that comes regularly to scan my bitches when they're pregnant. So if I have something else, she will help me during that time as well. But otherwise, there is no vet coming to do vet checks or something like that. I think I know my dogs well enough. If I don't see them behaving normal, I take them to the vet and they are diagnosed and treated. I don't want more breeds, huh? It's becoming very hectic to have so many different breeds, because all these different breeds, they have different do's and don'ts. So me, I'm not the youngest person anymore. I'm turning 60. So really, I can handle 2 breeds, especially because I breed them. Okay, it's like a business. Though yes, I love them, but it's also a business. So I don't want 3 or 4 different breeds. It's not gonna work for me. I can't handle that. But the German Shepherd and the Purbles, I can handle them. Tomorrow they will turn 8 weeks. I like deworming my puppies just before the vaccination. So we have 7 of them. So we do it systematically. My son, he has already weighed his weight. And now when he steps on it together with the puppy, we get the weight of the puppy, and then we will decide how many dewormers they need. So she is 6 point, who is it anyway? They have a mark here. Blue. Oh, blue. He is 6.3 kilos, so at 5 kilos, we would give half a tablet, so I'm rounding it up. I'm going to give him 1 tablet. Have you swallowed? Good boy. Good boy. So now I have to write that down. He is the blue one. And so I have a little booklet here. So I'm going to write down that this blue one is 6.3 kilos heavy, and that I have dewormed him today, and I have different dewormers. So I'm going to give him 1 tablet, and then at the back I'm going to write his, and at the back I'm going to write his weight, which was 6.3 kgs. So this one is done. So we do the same now with all of these puppies, weighing them. Most likely all will get 1 tablet. I write that down nicely. I start featuring that from the 2nd week. Here we have now a yellow ribbon, that is a male. And here is yellow. So it is a male. 6.40. So I'm now going to write his weight here. 6.5? Oh. 6.4 kilos, so he will get 1 tablet as well. Good boy. Where have you put your nose in the soil, huh?
because of the rain.
So I just push it as far down as I can. I push that tablet as far down as I can, then we stroke a little bit, and you can actually feel when they swallow. So it is not a big deal. So this is how I'm writing. So these are the different dewormings, different brands. Now the last one has ivermectin inside, so 1 tablet on the 9th of January. This one is a black boy. Wow.
5.75.
Quite light, huh?
One of the smaller ones.
Black, 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 black is here. I'm just going to write it down again. But I'm giving him one. Hiya, boy. Black ribbon. Boy, boy. Hey, boy. And sometimes people are asking me, how do you deworm little puppies, you know? Just open the mouth, push the tablet down with your finger as far as possible. It's very easy. So this now is a girl. I have two females in this litter. So this is a purple ribbon girl. She's quite a big girl, I think.
This one is on the phone. 5.75 by same as the milk. 5.75.
So again, 1 tablet. Okay, she's not 6 kilos yet, but I always round up the dewormer. 5 kilos, I would give half. If they're above 5 kilos, I just give 1 tablet. I'm not going to give 3/4. You cannot over deworm if you just round it up to 1 tablet. That's what I do. We have another boy. Green ribbon. All right, green ribbon.
Six.
They're all almost the same, huh?
Yeah.
Which is good. They're all eating.
We have red and orange.
No,
Yeah, red and orange.
Yeah. You know, worms can actually cause serious complications. You can, if you don't deworm, they can get the worm infestation, and then it affects liver, it affects intestines. It's dangerous, and you can actually lose puppies if you don't deworm. And these are pedigree puppies. These are not the local puppies that can cope with anything and everything. These ones are more delicate, so it is very important you deworm. Worms carry diseases. Worms will trouble them. It can kill a small puppy. So it's very, very important to do every 2 weeks. Start at 2 weeks, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then monthly up to about 6 months or 8 months, and then every 3 months. No, deworming, don't worry about feeding puppies deworming. They have nothing in relation, okay? These puppies, I start weaning, depending, okay? I think these ones I started weaning at about 5 weeks, because mama had a lot of milk, so there is no need to stress about weaning at 4 weeks. So these ones were weaned at 4 weeks. Now they're just eating. They're still with the mother. They're still snacking from the mother, but so they're eating their own food now. Yeah. Oh, there is another little trick when you deworm, and sometimes you're not sure whether the tablet is down. Once they start sticking out the tongue, when you've pushed the tablet down and you stroke a bit and they start sticking out the tongue, then you know it's down. Then they're not hiding it, it means they have swallowed it. A little tongue, you see it, they're putting it out, you're sure the tablet is down. Okay, I think this is the last boy with a red ribbon. It's very good to have colored ribbons on your puppies, especially when they are black, because they're all looking the same. So it's difficult to differentiate them. I would advise anybody that is breeding puppies, make sure you have ribbons, a weighing scale, so that you can nicely follow, are they adding weight or are they losing weight? So, and you can nicely record it. Oh, the yellow ribbon is too light, he must be with mother more often. So I advise anybody to have colored ribbons, and so that you can very well know what is happening with each puppy as they grow up. 5.3. Okay, here I have 7 puppies, 5 boys, 2 girls. I have bred them myself. I have both parents here. This mama that is running around, she's actually an older dog. She's 6 years old. This is her last pedigree breeding. So these puppies are pedigrees. The father is also a registered dog and mama is registered. When I talk of registered dog, I mean these dogs are recognized and registered, the parents I'm talking about right now, with the East Africa Kennel Club. Okay, so they're recognized dogs. They have a 4th-generation pedigree and they have their registration. Now I bred 2 of these black dogs and I have now puppies. I have just submitted the registration yesterday to the Kennel Club, explaining to them when they were born, and I had to send photos of the mating between the parents. I had to send a photo of the mother with the puppies, and then I had to choose names, which is really a fun part when you choose names. Now let me explain to you about pedigree dogs. They're not just pure German Shepherds or whatever. As I said, each puppy will get a 4th-generation certificate issued by the Kennel Club. Each puppy will get its own registration. So you get 2 papers, and if you buy a puppy, I am right now the owner, but if you buy a puppy, I have to transfer the ownership to you, and that is also done with a document that you have to sign as a new owner, and I have to sign as the breeder of these puppies. Please make very sure, if you buy registered puppies, please insist that these puppies will be transferred into your name. Otherwise, you will never be the owner. On paper in the Kennel Club, you will not be recognized as the owner if the ownership is not transferred, and you will get into trouble later when you want to breed a dog and then you're told this dog is not yours because you were not getting the ownership transfer. So be very keen on that. Now, I love breeding pedigree dogs, registered dogs, because of what? I know they're pure. I know I can boldly say the parents are pure, the grandparents are pure, the great-grandparents are pure, the great-great-grandparents are pure. That's what it will show on the pedigree. Now also, these dogs are entered in a database. These puppies will be microchipped. Microchip is not the tracking gadget. Many people think they can track the dog when he has run off with a microchip. No, microchip is just an identification. So they will all be microchipped. So for example, if I sell a puppy and it crosses the border, I can tell the other guy, please, this puppy has been microchipped. Check the number of the microchip. If he has a puppy that is black and no microchip number shows up, it means something has happened on the way. So microchipping protects you as a breeder. So I like doing the registered puppies because I know where they've come from. That way I also support the East Africa Kennel Club because they are believing in only breeding registered puppies, which I am fully in agreement with them. So it is very good to follow rules. I'm a recognized breeder. I have my affix. I'm called Kesuma Gems, so I'm very well known by the club. So all these puppies will go through that registration process. It is important because you don't just want to breed Tom, Dick, and Harry. And if you do not have pedigrees, how sure are you? No, you're not breeding a mother with a son. How sure you are you're not breeding a son with a whatever, or a male and a female that were brothers and sisters, because you have no background of where these dogs came from. You buy from person so-and-so in maybe Limuru, and then you buy one maybe from, I don't know, from Kitengela, and you think they're not related. Excuse me. Puppies are sold all across Kenya. They can be very close related. So please make sure you breed pedigree puppies. They are not inbred puppies, they are purebred puppies, and you're supporting the club and you're supporting your own breeding. I like doing the registered breeding, it is important. We cannot say every registered puppy is a top quality puppy. Honestly, let me be honest, I have seen many non-registered puppies, okay? They look amazing. They have big bone, they have big head. I mean, they really look amazing. But when you ask, where has it come from? They said, oh, you see, the mother was registered, but the father wasn't registered, or there is a registered grandparent involved. So there is some registration involved somewhere, okay? But they couldn't register because of A, B, C, D. Now, no, a registration doesn't give you a qualified excellent puppy. I'm looking at all these puppies of mine. I mean, I don't want to brag. I must say all 7 of them look quite cute, and I think they are quality puppies. I think they are quality puppies because mama is a good mother and the father is a good father. So I think these are quality puppies. I have bred puppies and some didn't turn the way I really expected them to turn out. But I also hip score my adult dogs, except this mama, I got her late, so I think she was 4 years old when I got her, and she was not hip scored, and I decided also not to hip score. She was already 4 years old, okay? But the rest that I'm breeding with, they are all hip scored. So hip score kind of gives you a guarantee, almost, that the hips, at least, should be okay. But if you bring puppies up on a tiled floor and they are sliding around, it's not good for their hips. So hip score is important, but also your environment, how you bring them up, is important. They're supposed to be on soft ground. Cement is okay, but tiles where they sleep is not good for their bones and for their hips. But no, a registration is not guarantee of a top quality dog. What it guarantees you, it's pure. Okay? That's what it guarantees you, but not necessarily the quality. I cannot brag that every puppy I have bred has been top quality. No, but I was able to say it's purebred. Sorry, she is really small. Sorry, the head is smaller than it should be. Sorry, that ear is still floppy. Hopefully it will come up. I have had floppy ears once. So far, all ears have always come up. I could tell many stories. Actually, Dog TV featured me about 2 years. I think it's a bit more than 2 years ago. And since then, I have continued faithfully breeding. And I think, I'm not sure why it is, but in general, my puppies are sold quite quickly. Rarely does a puppy stay here up to 5 months. If it's 5 months, I consider it really long. Often they are booked by 3 months and they go. And even during the COVID time, I think you came during the COVID time because I remember I was wearing a mask. So during the COVID time, my puppies also went very, very nicely. I must say I have had healthy dogs. Puppies are sold nicely. And I have also maybe improved my breeding stock a little bit, though I have lost some very good dogs, unfortunately, but I think, improved my breeding stock a bit, though they're still young. I've looked for, because when you take your dogs to the show, you know the weak points and the good points. So I knew where I had to improve my breeding. So now I hope I will even do better as I get even more correct dogs. So I think a success story is, yes, not every dog was having the right group or was having the right length of the forearm, but in general they have been healthy. I think that's what I can say. I have only lost 1 litter many years ago to Pavo and never lost a litter again to Pavo. And the puppies are healthy, they're adding weight, they're doing well, they're not sickly. I think I am very grateful for that. I don't have sickly puppies, they're healthy, you saw the weight is almost all the same. Though they're not, some are bigger than the others, but they're all between 5 and 6 kilos at their 8 weeks. So they're healthy puppies and they have always been healthy puppies. I've not lost a litter. They have responded well to weaning. I'm grateful. Okay, let me share something that has happened I've been breeding for about, I think, 7 years or so. A challenge is when you want to use a male that you don't have, meaning you're sourcing from other kennels. Now, you can't control what will happen in the other kennel that has also many dogs. So one time, and that was a big challenge, I bred a dog. I was there when the breeding happened the first time. I left her there. There was another breeding. I was sent. All was well. When the puppies grew, I had 7 puppies. It was a breeding between 2 long coats. We're not allowed to cross anymore since 2021. I think they've changed. Then I had 3 puppies that looked short coat. And I'm going, what? What's this? How? Because if you breed 2 long coats and you get the short coat puppy, something most likely is not right. The other way around, it's possible. You breed 2 short coats, you can get long coats, no issue. But breed 2 long coats and you get 3 short coats. So I asked the gentleman where I took my dog, would you allow me to do a DNA? Because he had short coats and long coats in his kennel. Forward the story, it was a very costly exercise, but the DNA revealed that all puppies were from the short coat that he had. All! Which forbid me now to register the litter. So here I thought, wow, I've done such a nice breeding. And I couldn't register that litter because Papa was a short coat, unfortunately. Another time I took a bitch, she ran away. She ran away. And I go, oh my God. But they found her, I think, after an hour or so. Actually, she went to a neighbor. Because they're not used to loiter around, they're used to people. So she went to a neighbor. And the person got the dog back after an hour. But it is, when you give your dog and you get the phone call, your dog scaled the wall. I said, what? She scaled the wall? How? So that's really a challenge in breeding. When you let your female go to another kennel, you don't know what's happening there. So far, so good, but twice it was a challenge for me. Another challenge is, here I'm in Machakos County, food is not around every corner. Of course, many breeders use the mortality chicks, we're also getting them, but that's not the best food. Mortality chicks is the cheapest, but not the best. So often mothers that have puppies, I have to source for something else. I also give them the dry food, the kibble. Now this mother here, if you look carefully at her, she is so fat. This dog has even eaten while she was giving birth, in between puppies. She never stopped eating. She is so fat. She eats the dry food. She eats everything you give her. She's like a pig. She eats so much. She's very, very healthy. She's so healthy. So please, breeding challenges are there. Feeding for me is a challenge. Vaccination is not the challenge. We always get them. Okay, diseases, no, not really. But, ticks. Yeah, because we have lots of cows around here. Fleas, I don't think I have seen a flea for years. Maybe a puppy I collect from somewhere might have a flea or two. I know how to, I will just drown them in the water and the fleas fall off and I give them maybe some spot on or something. But fleas I don't have, but ticks. So these puppies are still in a safe place. Mother, I usually put them on very strict tick control so that she has no ticks passing it on to the puppies. And soon, I will probably give them a tablet that they can swallow so that when the puppies go to new homes, they're clean. No ticks, no fleas. So it's a bit a costly exercise, but I also do use some spot-ons on the adults, which is a bit cheaper. But for the puppy, I give them the tablet that they can swallow. And then it lasts for a month or 3, depending which one you're using. But otherwise, I think, I've lost dogs, and very painful when you lose dogs, actually to a disease. We did post-mortem. His stomach was just full of blood, and really the post-mortem said he had ulcers everywhere. So I don't know, because he was perfectly fine. I don't know why he would get ulcers overnight, but anyway, he basically died overnight. He was fine, running around. In the morning, he was dead. And I don't think it was poisoning because he was inside the kennel. And I don't think anybody could have poisoned him. So deaths are a setback of good breeding dogs. Ticks, I can handle them. You just have to spend the money. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Not too many challenges. Here is our cooking place. This is a Chico that we are filling with sawdust. So our garage has a lot of sawdust. This is our pot, which I believe has already been washed. Yes. So this pot gets up here. So this feeds all the dogs I have, except with sometimes the chicken heads and necks. Okay. So here is where we keep all the food. So there is actually a mama dog in here, huh? Yeah, there are puppies in there somewhere. They are just a few days old, these guys. Yeah. So Nicholas, I think we can just feed those ones over there.
Yes.
So he puts them in here, closes here, and then he brings all the plates all over where I have my dogs. Karibu, Nicholas. Okay, so let's start with a pregnant mother, okay? And then we go to the puppies, and then we can talk about the adult dogs. So when a mama is pregnant, I don't start. Okay, I usually scan them to know whether they're pregnant. So once I know if she's pregnant, about 3 weeks before she gives birth is when I start giving her extra food, high protein food, okay? So meaning, okay, the thing is the mortality chicks are already pretty high in protein actually, so I don't have to add that much. It's already very high in protein, which is very good for a pregnant mother. Now, this one in particular is a very, very good. So what I did is with the chicks, she would now get twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. And on the top of that, there was always a bowl of dry food. It was always there. So she could always eat, and she loves both. So no special meat or whatever. This one, I never ordered chicken heads with necks. No, because she ate everything so well. If they're difficult eaters, I have looked for lungs, which they really like. I have to spend money to get the chicken heads with necks because they also like it. So that's what I do for the pregnant mothers. Even after they give birth, I change nothing. Also, I often give the pregnant mothers, once they've given birth, a calcium supplement with zinc. It's a syrup. So I give them 2 mLs each day with the other multivitamin syrup. It's actually human products. You get them from a pharmacy, but I was recommended by vets that they're very good. So that's what I give to the mothers once they've given birth. They get enough before they give birth, but once they've given birth, because now they have all the puppies suckling, so calcium, they really need calcium, all right? So I think that is what I do with the pregnant mothers. After they've given birth, nothing changes, but I give multivitamins and the zinc calcium supplement. With the puppies, when they are, depending on how much milk the mama has, there is always an indication for me when I should start weaning. If puppies are suckling and are sleeping and are quiet, then you know they are not hungry. So why give them something else? If they are fine, mama milk is the best. Why be in a hurry to give them something else if they're not hungry? So, but once I hear the eeny whiny a bit more often, I realize the mama milk now is not enough. So what I do is, I actually, for about 3 days, I'm going to mention a brand, it's just a baby food, Cerelac. I give them Cerelac, okay? So I mix the Cerelac with water, and then I add kibble into it that I put in the blender so that I get powder. So the kibble are not now these little pellets. I put them in the blender, they become like powder, and I mix it into the Cerelac. So that's what I do, and then I switch them pole to other food. Actually, I give them also the mortality chicks, but I put a lot of the powder of the kibble inside the mortality chicks so that they're used to the kibble. And right now, this one are getting the pellets, the small puppy pellets, kibble, with a little bit or sometimes a lot, depending what I have available. So these ones are eating a lot of mortality chicks mixed with pellets now. That's what I try to do with all puppies, but some puppies are really difficult. These are good eaters, maybe because mama is a good eater, they're also eating well. But some puppies are so difficult, and I had to bring up some puppies between 6 and 8 weeks on meat only meat. Anything else, wali ringa. So I said, what can I do? So I bought chicken heads, necks, cut it nicely small, cut the, the beak off, and cut everything else and gave it to them, well and good. And then eventually I introduced pole, but they were very difficult puppies. So sometimes you have difficult puppies. I sent my husband to buy lungs, which was really good. One basically lived on lungs only. And when I sold it, I said, I'm not sure what this puppy is going to eat because he's been eating lungs here. So they introduced him to dry food and it worked. So that is how I do with the puppies. Adult dogs, feeding. If they are healthy dogs, I give them the mortality chicks. Mixed with rice. So we cook every day plus minus 20 kilos of mortality chicks, sometimes even 25 kilos, sometimes only 16 because we didn't get enough. Then it boils and boils and boils on sawdust, and then we add, right now I think we are adding about 4 Blue Band containers rice. Sometimes when many puppies are eating, I have to add 6 containers of rice, and rice has really gone up. So just depending how many puppies I have and how many are eating, then we add more rice so that we have more food for the puppies. So adult dogs, if they are a bit thin, and if they like the dry food, I add them dry food as well. Sometimes separate a second plate in the evening. Sometimes I add it into the mixture of the chicks and rice. Yeah, I think it's quite simple diet here. No fancy I'm trying to keep it a bit affordable, but getting the food from Nairobi when you pay about 2,000 shillings to a picky guy because they're crying fuel is going up. So from 1,500 now they're on 2,000. So because of the fuel. But we know it doesn't need that much fuel, a picky. But anyway, they are also making their living. We feed, okay, most of them nowadays get once, huh? But a dog that is maybe 1 year or so can still get twice. But this dog will soon only eat once. Other mamas, they eat once. The 1 year old, below 1 year old, they're feeding twice. But an adult dog that is 4 years, 3 years, they eat just once. My kennel name is Kesuma Gems. So maybe you're wondering, hey, what does that mean? Okay, Kesuma is made up like this. My surname is Kea Sued. So Ke is Kea, K-E. Kesu, SU is Sued, my second surname. It's from my husband, okay? I'm inherited from my husband. It's not my original name. And then Ma is standing for Machakos. Because I'm from Machakos County. So Machakos is a beautiful county, okay? It's the place to be. So, by the way, I love visitors. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. But I even forget sometimes posting. So please feel free to come and visit me. Now, okay, I have 3 litters on the ground. 1 liter is safe. People can come. 1 is very newly born. So if you come, kindly alert me and we do some biosecurity outside the gate. Before you come, I will spray your soles of the shoes. I will ask you to allow me to put chick on your hands if you want to touch the puppies. It's just some biosecurity to protect them from some parasites or whatever you might bring into my country. So you're welcome to visit me. I will show you all my dogs that I have. I do sell dogs, all right, and right now I have puppies, but they're still too small. 1 liter is 8 weeks, another liter is 5 weeks, and the newest liter is just about, they were born on Friday, so they're about 5, they're not yet a week old, so they're very small. So I sell puppies, they're registered, so you have to look for money. Let me just be saying a figure. You will not get a registered puppy here for 50,000 Kenya shillings. You will not. So if you're looking for a puppy for 50,000, you will not get it from Kesuma Gems. My puppies are going for more than that because you're getting the papers and they're worth more than 50,000. So if you're looking for 50,000, I think with me won't work. Okay, you have to share a bit more. And if you really want to know, you can come and I can share the prices with you. And imagine we can only breed these ladies once, these bitches, sorry the word, but they're called bitches in the dog language, these females, we can only breed them once a year. So there are very few blacks. Please, you're very much welcome to my kennels, Kesuma Gems, Machakos. You're very much welcome. Anytime, just give me heads up. Can I share my phone number? Please, if you come, don't come gate crashing. That won't work very well. So you have to make an appointment to make sure, because I'm also doing some volunteer work at the mission. So I'm not always here, all right? So my phone number is +254 723 981819. This is my only phone number, WhatsApp, M-Pesa, everything. I only have one number. Please continue watching Dog TV. It's really the best documentary channel for all dog lovers. They're doing a good job. They're featuring so many breeders. It's good. They're also dog lovers. They have also featured the different dog shows. So it's a good documentary, actually the best, not just good, the best documentary channel for dog lovers. Keep watching it, please.